Welcome to my YouTube channel Shankhanad. Today we will discuss the effect of COVID, the impact it has had on the education system as such. COVID-19 has shaken the whole world to its core. Its very suddenness and the spread was petrifying, to say the least. Most of the people movement was restricted, and even educational institutions were closed down, and the education stopped. Governments all around the world closed the education institution. In India also, all education institutions were closed. As a consequence, a large band of learners from school-going children to postgraduate students suffered a lot. So, if we want to know in figures, what was the impact? This impacted almost 91% of world student population. Is going to adversely affect almost 290 million students across 22 or more countries. In India itself, 32 crore students are affected by this COVID-19. So what's the solution? We had to find a solution, and that too in a hurry. So e-learning program was considered to be the solution. Many education technical firms came forward and offered free online classes initially, and few also gave discounts to ride over this problem. E-learning, let me tell you, is an interesting and an interactive alternative compared to classroom teaching. But is it accessible to all in our country is the mute question. No, it is definitely not accessible to all, especially in rural areas. One knows that change is a constant factor of life, and COVID-19 made the education system change compulsorily. And this compulsory change has brought the issue of digital education in India to the center stage, and that is for good, I must say. This is an opportunity to give access to the world class education, which is available all over the world for Indians. This is definitely going to bring in educational revolution in India. Digital learning has no physical boundaries. That is why it is so important. It is cost effective, gives one more learning engagement experiences. But it does not have limitations, and challenge is not the way we can explain it. It definitely has many challenges and few limitations, but they can be overcome over a period of time. In India especially, face-to-face learning is considered best form of communication. E-learning is considered slightly impersonalized. Urban area access is available, but rural area, there is a problem for e-education. And let's be very clear that government cannot take on all the challenges independently. As a society, we also need to take few steps ahead in the right direction, so that e-education can be undertaken with success. Now, what are the main factors which are creating problems or hurdles in this e-learning? Number one, training of teachers has to be authentic and proper. Teachers were not trained for e-education at all. Just by showing videos or conducting lectures, education cannot be imparted. So training of teachers is an important aspect. Number two, This e-education definitely relies on power supply, and that too uninterrupted power supply, which is a issue in India. Internet connectivity is another mandatory thing for e-education. Now, because of the above said problems, high dropout rate due lack of atmosphere for studying was seen initially. The students were reluctant to get into this field. And to add to it, distractions like gaming consoles, social media created additional problem. And most important was that sense of community learning people were not getting from e-learning. This cannot be applied at every level of education, especially early education, because smaller boys and girls are not able to cope up with e-education as they were not trained for it. As we move ahead, it may be possible. The most important part which I will like to state here is authentication of educational material is at stake, because we have to have authentic material given to the students, and for that we have to create lot of contents. Then these authenticated contents need to be disseminated, and then once in a while or in steps we need to evaluation of contents is required. Another challenge is digital safety. It is a challenge which will continue, however, we have to improve upon it and take on this challenge. Not enough time to shift from face-to-face education to e-education was available. So, the backbone of e-learning was not ready, the students were not ready, the teachers were not ready. And because of this, what happened is the student became slightly passive learners, we can say. And because of this being passive learners, there being no interaction with the teacher, direct interaction, they started losing interest in education. And this was the cause of low level of attention span. It amounts to be kind of a dull method to impart education. However, there are definitely few positive changes, and these initial hiccups when we go over, then e-education may be good for our country also. So, what are the positive changes? Now, we have to blend face-to-face delivery along with online education. If this blending is done, then it will be the best model to use. Teachers' training is a must, as I have said earlier also. Therefore, there is a major transformation which is going to take place, and to me, this is a great opportunity for our education system. It will strengthen our education system for sure. Second point is that learning management system for use for the university will be a requirement. Thirdly, quality of learning material will definitely improve because people will have access to lot of material. New ways we will be able to design, and we will be able to deliver quality contents, and there will be transparency in academics, which was a requirement in our country. There can be even collaboration amongst teachers, and not only nationally but internationally. Faculties, teachers can collaborate with each other across the nation and internationally also, learn new things, and thus the students will be benefited. There will be definitely rise in teleconferencing and use of internet and other methods. But I feel it is a welcome step. So, what are the immediate steps or measures which are essential to ensure continuity of learning through e-media? Especially, we have to think of government schools and government universities, because the access to e-learning has to be given to government schools and government universities, as many students are enrolled in these government schools. Open source digital learning and the solutions can be one of the way. Then learning management software to be adopted as early as possible. So if we find the digital learning solutions and learning management software is adopted, then online teaching will be a easier aspect. Government does have a Diksha platform available, but it was in a primary stage when this problem hit us. So this Diksha platform needs to be strengthened so that it can be used by all. Now, the mobile is available almost with 85% of our population, households you can say, and that is available even in rural areas. So, e-learning through mobile as an apparatus will definitely be an advantageous thing. So, we need to make programs which can be accessed on mobile, and then these learning models we need to effectively deliver. Thus, we can find a solution to the present education problem. Major challenge is education technology needs to be reformed, and not only reformed in pockets, but need to be reformed at national level. To integration of technology in present education system, by any means we need to integrate technology. Otherwise, we will not be able to adapt to e-education. And remember, our education system is one of the most diverse and largest in the world. So, adapting to this methodology will take time. However, we don't have much time with us. So, considering this calamity as an opportunity, we should move faster and try and cope up with the circumstances. We almost have 15 lakh schools, 50,000 higher education establishment, and that is why quality assurance across the board is very, very essential. Indian traditional knowledge is a well-known part all around the world. So this Indian traditional knowledge can be spread, which is based on scientific innovations, values, and helps development of technologies also. So, we should consider this as a good opportunity for spread of Indian traditional knowledge. What could be the courses? The courses can be on yoga, medicine, architecture, metallurgy, ethobotany, and agriculture also. So, instead of thinking it is a difficult time, we should think of the advantages we are going to get in spreading Indian traditional knowledge all around the world. This definitely will serve as a larger cause of humanity. So, we should embark on this as soon as possible. The time of crisis to be used, the present I am talking about, is time of crisis, and that needs to be used and used effectively to educate people. The new practices which we will adopt will definitely help more people to get educated. The most things which were lacking in Indian education now can be overcome. That is, developing skill that will drive employability. Then we can also have good education on health and well-being. So if we combine e-learning as well as face-to-face learning and use all this methodology effectively, then we will definitely be able to promise higher skill levels, good employability, good productivity, good health, and this will lead to well-being of our citizens. And definitely it will ensure overall progress of our great country, India. If you like my video, please subscribe, give comments and likes too. Thank you.